Now let's talk about all these numbers that surround our individual lights. That is all explained through the key. The key is typically near the legend or included in the legend, and what it does is it deciphers what all of the numbers around each individual light mean. And let's take a little closer look. Right? So the key explains the numbers around each light. So you'll see that there is a large number in the middle of each symbol. Right? It's this large number in the middle, and that's the unit number, and that corresponds to nothing more than what light it is on the pipe. And we count from stage right to stage left because we read from right to left. So our numbers then on the pipe as we go across, we would start with unit number 1 and then go to unit number 2 and unit number 3. And it's so that if we have a change or something's not working, we can just count down the pipe and say, that's light number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, so that we can find the light on the pipe. It's the unit number as it's hanging on a pipe. Now, the next thing that we talked about is we talked about dimmers and dimmer racks, and that's where lights get their power. So we need to note what the light plugs into, what the dimmer number is. And we'll see from the key that the dimmer number is assigned in, or is notated in this little six-sided box, this little hexagon box, right, that's around it. And we'll see that each one of the lights near the light actually has this little hexagon. And if the light is aimed sideways, it still has a little hexagon that's around it with a number inside, and that corresponds to the dimmer number that the fixture is actually plugged into. Now, the next is going to be the channel number. And the channel number is the number on the light board that's going to control that dimmer. Now, I want to organize my information in a way that makes sense to me. And in order to do that, I need to be able to assign it a channel number on the board. So the number in the circle corresponds to the channel number. So on the light board, if I turn on channel number 21, it actually activates dimmer number 10 and turns this light on. The same thing applies down here. If I turn on channel number 12 at the light board, it activates dimmer number 5 and turns this light on. And the same thing over here for channel number 13, and it will activate dimmer number 4, right? And so channels and dimmers. The other information that's out here is the purpose. And the purpose is a text tag that's really just telling me as a designer what that light is going to do. What's its function in the design? So in this case, we can see that this is a backlight and its color is green. A backlight and its color of blue. Right? This is a floor light from the side, a diagonal back. It's a little text tag that's located next to the fixture that just gives us an idea of what it does. The other number that's located on the front of the light, and it's often preceded with a letter, whether it's an R or a G, an Apollo, right? That stands for the letter is for the gel manufacturer, and the number then is what color it is. So Roscoe 80 is blue, Roscoe 95 is green, Roscoe 15 is yellow, right? So this is a color designation or a color code. Now lights that don't have color, or if we want them just to be their natural color, right, are listed as no color or NC. And that's described as N/C or no color. The last set of numbers that we'll talk about is going to be the template or the gobo, right? The gobo numbers are also, just like the gel, are listed by manufacturer. So in this case, has a gobo of a Roscoe 77916, and we would have to look that up in a catalog to know what that gobo looks like. But to note that it has a gobo or a template on the drawing, right? We just are able to type in the number that corresponds there. So that's the gobo, and that is the end of the key.